Yo, everybody, we're back. Another video, more lenses. This time on the DZO Simera-C Primes. Now, I'm gonna start this video by saying, what the actual fuck? I think we bleeped that out, probably, but seriously, these lenses are so insanely small. I mean, when I first got these in, you see them in pictures, but you open the case and they don't exist. It's so crazy to me that a cinema lens, cinema being a term used very loosely these days, let's just assume in this instance it means it has gears and such, is this small. And when I got these, first thought was, wow, they're small, but man, there's gotta be a downside. The mechanics must be terrible to be that small. They're not. The mechanics in these feel great. They're very well dampened, both iris and focus. And right off the bat, I was just very, very surprised. Now, it's a set of 5. I think there's a 21, 28, 35, 50, and 75. Now the price for all 5 with the case, which is very small also, is $4,319, I believe. And if you want singles, they're about $959 if you get them in M mount like we did. And you might say, why M mount? Well, why not M mount? Of all the manufacturers making lenses in very specific mount types, let's be honest, we live in a world where clients don't shoot everything in E mount. They're gonna request that you have different cameras or shoot different things, and sometimes you're gonna need to rent different cameras. M mount is adaptable to pretty much everything that's out. We bought some really good adapters from Earth. We'll put a link in the description, but we got RF to M, E to M, L to M, X to M, and they've all been really great. And then honestly, it's in M mount. So if you're somebody that wants to shoot on, say, the Alexa Mini LF or Alexa Mini, there are several lockable hard mount M mounts that you can buy for that system that, these will fit in. You just lock it like a PL mount and boom, Bob's your uncle. So where's the downside? Honestly, I don't think I have one. When you're looking at the aesthetics of these lenses, it has a really nice vintage kind of feel to it, modern vintage, if you will, where, wide open at T1.5, and these are all T1.5. These primes are this small in T1.5. You get some really interesting bokeh, some really creamy fall off, they're not super duper contrasty. Wide open, you get a little vignetting, which I personally enjoy. And they sharpen up and get really nice, by the time you're in a 2-to-8 split realm. Not loads of CA wide open. I really, after spending a lot of time here with lenses at the shop, when I'm looking at other lenses on the market that are comparable in image, I really find myself keep coming back to the Lights Hugos, which are very similar in their look. They're just a shitload more money. And honestly, I really like the Hugos. I don't know if I like them as much as they cost. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to rent them, but if I had a set that's $4,300 that got a good amount of that look, you can sign me up for that. That is a very cool situation. Now, I really think that if you're somebody that owns the Arls or have been looking at the Arls, but they're maybe out of your price point, these really, I kind of feel like have some of that Arl look, so I feel like they would cut well, or if you're just looking for a cheaper alternative, that can be these. Now, these are very small. You can put them on pretty much any gimbal. You might even be able to run these on, say, like an Inspire 3 with the right mount. It's just really cool what they're able to do and accomplish in a lens this size, and I really enjoy the size. I didn't think that would be something I'd care about, but after having it, bigger is not always better in some scenarios. So this is a lens that I think you will like a lot if you're okay with M mount. And then you might say well, it's M mount. What do you do? Is there gonna be, if you're mounting these on these cameras, are you gonna get some of that image shift like you do on other mirrorless, systems? Here's my honest thought after playing with these quite a bit. If this lens was this long and your iris was here, as you put pressure on it from back and forth on a motor, your point of movement translates down the lens to the mount a lot more. So I feel like it is a lot more noticeable. With a lens this short and this close to the mount, the amount that this lens has to move on a shifting point really doesn't translate to much image shift. You know, we put this on with a tilt-a-nucleus and a couple hand units, and to be honest, I didn't see hardly any shifting, and that's using an adapter in the middle with a non-locking mount. So to me, I don't really think you have to worry a ton about that. And if you do have something that locks, you know, for a mount, you know, let's say you have a Komodo or a Raptor or an E mount camera like an FX9 or a Burano, you know, you're at least taking play out of one of those scenarios, which makes it even better. So, no downsides. Maybe the only downside I can think of a little bit from an image standpoint is they breathe a little bit. And I don't think they breathe any more than, say, a vintage lens would breathe. And to that degree, I think probably less than even some modern lenses. But they do breathe. They're not gonna be like a high-performing, you know, no breathing situation like other lenses, and that's totally fine. Look at the size of it. I mean, sometimes you gotta take your sacrifices where you can. And if that's the only sacrifice that there is, I think this is a pretty win-win situation. So the DZO Simera-C is built on the Thypoch optics, 5-lens set, $4,300, all T1.5. Personally, I think they're a great steal for the price. They might not even be your everyday lens, but I think you could use these enough to justify the purchase without a doubt. So thanks for watching this video. Remember to like and subscribe, and hey, hopefully we'll catch you on the next one.